Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today we are going to learn leaf structures and functions.
2.1 Structure of a leaf. A leaf is the main organ of a plant which carries out photosynthesis. The structure of a leaf can be divided into two parts, which are the external structure and the internal structure. We look at the external structure of a leaf. Commonly, the external structure of a green leaf consists of two parts. It is lamina and petiole. Lamina. Lamina is the flat, thin, smooth and green part of the leaf. Lamina is flat-shaped to provide a wide surface in order to expose the cells containing chloroplast to the maximum amount of sunlight. Lamina is also thin to allow gases involved in photosynthesis to diffuse efficiently in the leaf. Petiole. Petiole is the leaf stalk that connects the lamina to the stem of the plant. The petiole stretches out into the lamina, producing a network of middle veins to support the lamina.
The internal structure of leaf lamina. First, structure. A. Cuticle. B. Upper epidermis. C. Lower epidermis. D. Palisade mesophyll. E. Spongy mesophyll. F. Vascular bundle. Cuticle. Cuticle is a waxy, waterproof and transparent layer which covers the upper and lower parts of the leaf epidermis. The cuticle layer also reduces excessive loss of water through evaporation or transpiration. The transparent cuticle allows sunlight to pass through it. Epidermis. Upper epidermis. Upper epidermis is located on the upper surface of leaf, which is under the cuticle layer. This layer does not contain any chloroplast and it is transparent so that sunlight can pass through it. Lower epidermis. Lower epidermis is located at the lower surface of the leaf. This layer consists of stomata. Each stoma is guarded by a pair of guard cells. Next, palisade mesophyll. Palisade mesophyll cells are arranged vertically and closely packed to receive maximum light exposure. These cells are the sites for photosynthesis, therefore they contain many chloroplasts. Next, spongy mesophyll. Spongy mesophyll cells are irregular shaped that increases the internal surface area for gases exchange. These cells are loosely arranged and they have many intercellular air spaces. It can ease carbon dioxide and water absorption through the leaf to palisade mesophyll cells during photosynthesis. Spongy mesophyll has less number of chloroplasts than palisade mesophyll. Lastly, vascular bundle, xylem. Xylem transport water and mineral salts absorbed from the roots to the leaf. The walls of the xylem are lignified and thickened to provide mechanical support and strength to the plants. Phloem. Phloem transport organic substance produced during photosynthesis from the leaf to other parts of the plant.
2.2 Main organ for gases exchange. The necessity of gases exchange in plants. In order to carry out photosynthesis efficiently, plants need to exchange gases and absorb light. The exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between plants and the surroundings occurs through stomata. Stomata are the pores located on the lower epidermis of the leaf. Each stomata is guarded by a pair of guard cells containing chloroplasts that controls opening and closing of the stomata. The mechanism of stomatal opening and closing. The mechanism of stomatal opening and closing depends on the conditions of the guard cells, whether turgid or flaccid. The conditions of the guard cells depends on the potassium ion uptake by the cells or the sucrose concentrations in the sap of the guard cells. Uptake of potassium ions by guard cells. The accumulation or elimination of potassium ion in the guard cells change the solute potential. This increases or decreases the water potential in the guard cells. Water is diffused out or into the guard cells through osmosis. This condition determines whether the guard cells are turgid or flaccid. Sucrose concentration in the guard cell sub. During daytime or the presence of light, photosynthesis takes place and produces dissolved sugar. During nighttime or the absence of light, sugar in the guard cells converts into starch. The opening of the stoma. Uptake of potassium ions by guard cells. The potassium ions enter the guard cells. The solute potential in the guard cells increase. The water potential in the guard cells decreases. The water molecules from the epidermal cells diffuse into the guard cells by osmosis. The guard cells become turgid and the curve outwards. The stoma opens. Sucrose concentration in the guard cell sub. In the presence of light, photosynthesis occurs. The concentration of sucrose in the guard cells become high. The water potential in the guard cells decreases. The water molecules from the epidermal cells diffuse into the guard cells by osmosis. The guard cells become turgid and curve upwards. The stoma opens.
For the closing of stoma, the uptake of potassium ions by guard cells, the potassium ions move out from the guard cells. The solute potential in the guard cell decreases. The water potential in the guard cells increases. The water molecules diffuse out from the guard cells to the epidermal cells by osmosis. The guard cells then become flaccid. Then the stoma closes. For sucrose concentration in the guard cell sub, in the absence of light, photosynthesis does not occur. The sucrose concentration in the guard cells become low. The water potential in the guard cells increases. The water molecules diffuse out from the guard cells to the epidermal cells by osmosis. The guard cells become flaccid. The stoma closes. Next, the effect of water deficiency in plants on stomatal opening and closing. Water from plants is lost in the form of water vapor to the surroundings through the stomata. When stoma opens widely, the rate of water loss from the plants is high. The opening and closing of the stoma is dependent on the turgor pressure of the guard cells. For fresh plants, when the plant obtains enough water, the guard cells become turgid. The inner cell wall of the guard cells is thick and less elastic as compared to the outer cell wall. The thin and more elastic outer cell wall causes the guard cells to curve outwards and the stoma to open. For wilted plants, when the plant lacks of water, the guard cells become flaccid. The thin and more elastic outer cell wall causes the guard cells to lose turgidity and the stoma to close. Thanks for watching.